players here that we've talked to this season, Kim before talked about how a couple of years or a couple matches of experience, especially when you're playing on match, help them so much. How do you kind of make up for that difference or that lack of experience with Naomi? Is it about mindset? Is it telling her to stay focused?
I think it's like a little bit of everything. I believe that Naomi is one of those individuals who really craves the big stage, so that definitely helps her competing out there, and helps my part to, you know, not take it too easy on her, and that she has to calm down. She always plays better on the big stages than she does on the court, and so it makes my job a lot easier.
What are a few of the things that you've brought from working with Serena, brought to her game? She's really become, you know, one of the bigger hitters on the tour now. What are some of the things that you've worked on that were similar with Serena?
I mean, she's been a big hitter before I started with her. You know, she had this power. It's not that I added to her. She knew how to play tennis. She maybe didn't know quite how to handle it or control it. Didn't quite know when to pull the trigger, when not to, and maybe didn't know that there was even other ways of putting pressure on the opponent by just fear pace of the ball. So I was trying to kind of maintain that raw power, and then at the same time also make sure that there's other ways of creating pressure on the opponent. But they're completely different, you know, Serena and Naomi.
When you first started working with her, and maybe your friends or colleagues asked you, you know, how is she? What did you tell them?
I thought she was a very sweet girl, you know. I had the wrong impression, I have to say, when I first met her, because she's so quiet, shy, and reserved, and I just thought she didn't want to talk to anybody, you know, she chose to. But no, the first moment when I came out to Boca and we had that little hit, she seemed like a very sweet girl, you know. And what I really love about Naomi is that, like, she really preserved that innocence somehow. So if she's sad, she's gonna show it. If she's happy, she's gonna show it. So there's no fake emotions, there's no fakeness or anything like it. It's just very raw, pure emotions, and that makes it easy for me to also understand her, because it's, you know, my job is a lot based on emotions as well. So yeah, it's very fun. It's been very fun and beautiful to work with her so far.
Yesterday you said that maybe pressure on Naomi would get higher after the fourth final round, because everybody kind of expected her to win. But actually, she said that she already went back to business as usual. So how do you think about her coach? And the second question is, how do you feel about having this kind of press conference as a coach?
Sucks. No, I'm very happy that she said that she didn't feel pressure, you know, that she could block it all out. I know that she has high expectations about herself, that she's a perfectionist, and yeah, I'm glad that, you know, that she doesn't feel like that anymore. That's a big step. And then, yeah, I mean, I'm glad I'm here and I could help you guys understand the game and Naomi. And I also tell Naomi a lot of times that pressure is a good thing. You know, that, you know, the more expectations people have from her on the outside, she must be doing something right. Because if there's no pressure and no expectations, then you're nobody. And so I'm very happy and trying to tell her that she should use it some sort of way, in a good way.
How would you describe her public persona and her persona behind the scenes in your coaching interactions?
I think she's very open. She's maybe sometimes too open with you guys. And I want her to not say certain things, and she actually does say it. So she's very open with you, and she threw me under the bus in a lot of other conferences that I saw later. And she's really open, because I remember, like, even in Indian Wales, a lot of times, you know, like, I ask her, how are you? And she would be like, no, I'm good. And then she would be a lot more detailed in her actual press conferences. So I would have to watch them at night to understand even more the next day. So you are welcome, and you're happy. You should be happy about that. You should be happy about that.
She seems very sweet, almost vulnerable, but she's got to have the heart of a killer at some level to be doing what she's doing. Where does that manifest itself to you, and how do you keep that going?
So that's funny because we had this conversation in Wimbledon where this killer instinct was brought up, and you know, she had this conversation with our strength and conditioning coach, and somehow I jumped in, came around the corner, and then she was like, "Hey, Sasha, you know, when you used to play, and I used to play in my low-level tournaments, she said, you had that killer instinct too, right?" And I was like, "No." And then she was like, "What? How come?" And then I tried to tell her that not everybody has it, and I believe that not everybody's born with it. So I just really enjoyed the competitiveness, but there wasn't so much for me about winning. And for me, working with Naomi now, I took a different approach the past few weeks where I told her, don't focus so much on the outcome and the result, because that's nothing you can control. Just focus on what you can do each shot, each rally, and each day in order, you know, to be low, be ready early, try to get over that ball, like these little things. And then whatever happens with the score, that's just the added bonus. But I believe sometimes she would base her performance a lot on the score itself and on the outcome, to where, like, you know, the Sakari match where she lost, she was just devastated. I was still very proud of her because she came back in that match and displayed beautiful, you know, composure and will and grits and fighting. And as long as she just competes and focuses on herself, is what I'm trying to tell her, then the score is going to be all right, and it's secondary for me.
Staying on the same line, kind of, talking about her being raw emotionally, is that a positive or a negative on the court?
I think it's a positive thing if you can manage it. You know, if Naomi gets a better hold of it. I think there was a couple of matches where in the past, it's not a secret, she would get maybe a little bit negative and down on herself just because things aren't going her way. But I think slowly she's finding a way to get herself out of it and not allowing so many negative emotions in her life. But she's just doing it because she wants to do so well and she wants to be better. But yeah, some people feed off it. You know, if you would have told John McEnroe, you have to be positive, he'd be looking at you, you know, like, what are you talking about? To him, it really helped. For Naomi, I believe she needs that positive mindset on court in order to look what is working and what I can do, instead of thinking what isn't working so much and why isn't it working. Just to look, okay, this is working, I can work with that. That's how I can win the match. That's what I'm doing.
This incredible sense of innocence that she has, many say that's one of the reasons she's so appealing. Yet tennis is such a fierce, tough, competitive world. Do you think it's really good that she brings that to tennis, and do you think she can sustain it?
I think everybody in this room and on this planet can learn a lot from that girl in order to maintain that innocence. I believe the more open we are and the more honest we are and show vulnerability sometimes and who we truly are, the better this world is just going to be. And all that fake and like, you know, emotions, I'm not a fan of it. And I believe that yeah, she's a start for that.
What are, if any, are the similarities between Naomi and Serena, and what are the contrasts, both in game and in personality?
I mean, I think they really are different people, because the only similarity they have is that they kind of have the same hair, like big hair, and I believe that that they kind of want to play the same. You know, they're very powerful, big serves, big hitters, both of them. But even on court, Serena is very aggressive, you know, and Naomi, you have to push her to get a fist pump out of it, you know. So the mindset is different from one to another, and off court too, Naomi's a little bit more, like reserved, just a little bit more shy, and you know, I don't know how, I haven't met Serena when she was 20. You know, I met her a little bit later at age. Maybe she was the same way when she was younger, but when I was with her, she was a little bit more outgoing, and you know, on court she's more of a boss, kind of like than Naomi is now. But I'm working very hard, and we all in the team are working hard to make sure that Naomi one day might own the court like Serena.
We're only going to take 3 more. Scott, before we
Sascha, you obviously work with Serena, she's the best, she's one of a kind. do you worry that after being done working with her, that she sort of ruined you for working with someone else because the standard is so high, so different, or was it only helpful to work with her, or you just moved on and could install whatever lessons you learned?
I mean, I always say that I learn more from my players than they've learned from me. So even now from Naomi, I've learned so much from her than she's learned from me. But with Serena, I mean, back then, I don't know, we decided to go our separate ways, and I didn't know what was going to come next. But then, I got that call from Vika back then, and it worked out, and just step by step, and now I'm here talking to you guys. So yeah, whatever happened. But I'm thankful for the time I had with her, and I really, really, really hope she makes it to the finals here, and I hope that we do it too, and that would be beautiful.
Do you think she's playing the best tennis of her career? And if so, why do you think so?
Naomi?
Yes.
I don't think she's playing necessarily the best tennis of her career. I think she's playing smarter now, and she's more open-minded on the court about other things than just trying to crush the opponent. But I think she's just matured a lot on court, and beautiful display was the Sabalenka match, where she's down 3 match points, trying to kind of just push the forehand return in, misses 2 of them, then goes back to deuce and attacks it, attacks her second serve, gets that point, and ultimately earned match point. Sabalenka double faulted, earned the match with putting pressure on. So these are the little stuff, the little things that I love watching and seeing how she progressed from trying one thing, didn't work, and then didn't stick with it, but tried something else and had success. So I'm very proud of that.
Okay, last question. It's possible that. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, do you remember when you met her first time, how much did you know about her at the moment?
How did I know her at the moment?
How much? Yeah.
How much did I know about her? I mean, we practiced with her with Caroline once at the French Open. We played against her with Caroline in Eastbourne, so I kind of knew her as a competitor a little bit. I thought she was a little bit more of a diva because she didn't talk much, she doesn't really look at someone's eyes, but that's just because she's so shy and she would always keep her head down a little bit, which is kind of cute now. Back then I didn't know for what reason, and I feel bad for prejudging, but I'm very happy that, that it wasn't what I thought, that it was a positive surprise, and looking back, maybe it was meant to be, and things happen for a reason, so I'm glad I could help her.
It's possible she'll face Madison Keys in the next round. What to you are the biggest similarities and the biggest differences between their games?
Yeah, again, both have big serves, both have big forehands, and Keys, Madison has been here on the big stage a lot of times before. Maybe that's the only little difference to Naomi. Kind of the similar, kind of the same players. Not much to say. We're just gonna see who wins first, and then we're gonna think about that.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.